Welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer. And today we're going to be joined by another special guest. So what we're doing now, after 60 some episodes, I finally am having guests on the show. I guess I had a lot to say on my own before I could have other people on. What I want to start doing is with what's going on with the economy out there and how everybody says it's a trash heap that's on fire. I want to have different people that are in the industries, solopreneurs, business owners, salespeople, just people that are doing things to get the economy back to right and are actually doing something positive in the world to get us out of this mess that we're in. Right. So without further ado, what I want to do is have Jacob introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hi, so my name is Jake Moss. I'm the owner of wM2 Industries. I'm a general contractor and I specialize in both residential and commercial projects, new home additions, custom homes, commercial tenant build-outs, you name it, we do it. Restaurants, we got a lot of those under our belt. So that's a little bit about me. If I'm a general contractor.
Yep. So we'll put down in the show notes your contact information, all that. Yep. We'll have you shout it out as well here at some point in the show. Let's start with the residential side of things.
Okay.
So on the residential, are you doing everything from ground up build? Are you doing remodels? What are you doing exactly on that side?
Yeah. So in residential, I do it all. So I do additions, inside remodels, kitchens, baths, and new custom homes and semi-custom as well.
So where were you like 2 years ago when I got stuck with this nasty project in Phoenix that I'm still in? I finally got out of permit hell from.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2 years.
That's Phoenix for you.
It is. We had a bad contractor.
Heard that often.
Yeah, well, you see it probably because I see it in my industry that there's like less than 20% are actually worthwhile.
Yep.
And the rest is just garbage. They don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah. They say they're a contractor because they think they can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what got you into it?
I'm kind of a lifetimer. I've been in it. My dad was a contractor for a long time, so I grew up going to all the job sites with him. But I really liked it. Yeah. I really enjoyed going to the job sites and seeing the progress change. And, something I always knew that is when construction was happening, things were good because you're building and you're growing. And so I think I kind of just stuck into it because it's a way that I feel like I'm giving back to people and helping someone, achieve their dreams.
So did you work for somebody else, like under somebody else initially?
Yeah, I did. So I started my own company in 2019. Was when I went on my own. I started in just doing drywall for commercial and residential projects. Okay. And then I always knew I wanted to get into full-scale general contracting. Yeah. And before that, I worked for a contractor and I built a lot of schools. Oh. I built about 6 schools since 2016 till 2019.
Oh, wow.
And it was kind of get thrown in the fire and learn and go.
I would agree because prior to real estate, I was a courier. And I remember delivering the blueprints down to the schools being built.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is chaos.
Yes. It's organized chaos. Exactly. You build the schools in such a short amount of time that you hope you can get it done.
We're running change orders on blueprints like every day.
Yep. Yeah. That's that. Construction is a different beast.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. So then you decided to go on your own, do it on your own.
Yep.
So what was like your first project?
My very first project on my own was an apartment remodel and in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay. So
and
not local.
No, not local. And so I was like, I bid it and they're like, hey, you got the job. And I'm like, awesome. Now I have to figure out how to get down to Tucson and get guys there.
I mean, you probably run your business different now because I remember when I started in real estate, I would go anywhere.
Right.
I mean, I've sold in Sholo, not like I know the market there.
Yeah.
Flagstaff all over, and I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Now, if it's like more than 40 minutes away, I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I've got about an hour from my house.
Yeah.
Just because I live a little more pulled out. I live in South Queen Creek, so I got to give, some buffer for my decision to live out there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, I don't go to Tucson anymore. I don't do that. That's a lot of time. My time's better spent serving people close to me.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. So you did that first remodel. So after that, what got you into like doing ground up full build? I mean, there's had to be a turning point where were you like just a new challenge or what?
It was always the goal. Okay. It was always the vision to become a full service general contractor. Okay. And the turning point was actually Yeah, so my brightest moment came from my darkest moment, I would say.
Okay.
So,
Tell me about that.
yeah, so turning point was probably I was doing drywall work for a contractor.
Yeah.
And at that time, he left with owing me a substantial amount of money, about $300,000.
Okay.
And so from that moment forward, I was like, I don't want to be at the will of someone else.
Right.
So I think subconsciously I made that decision to.
He owed you $300,000?
Yes.
Wow.
So one project, and so it's my lowest point.
Yeah.
That put me into a very dark point, a depression.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to get out of it. And so then right then things shifted. I got into an office build out for a friend, and he's like, "Hey, I need this done." I was like, "Hey, I can manage it for you."
Yeah.
And from there, it took off.
Okay, so you just put your head down and just figured it out.
Just kind of put my head down, figured it out. And so I worked for a full service contractor. I was a superintendent, project manager. Yeah. So I knew all the ins and outs, and then I just had to implement it on my own.
So how long did it take you to get out of that hole, that 300,000 hole? Because a lot of people just would have given up.
Yeah. So about a year. I went from losing 300 to making just shy of $1 million the next year.
Good for you.
Yeah. So it was a big kind of screw you to the guy subconsciously.
Yeah. I could see that to where you're like I'm going to
prove him wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally get it. That's been some of the best motivator for me.
Yep.
I remember years ago firing an investor, and he's like, "You won't ever make this kind of money." And the next year I made like double what I was making just working for him. I'm like, yeah, screw you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's mentioned in my book. so it's like, no, you inspire me to this day with how awful of a human being you were. Look, I think that some of our best lessons are those moments where we have a failure like that, as long as you're failing forward.
Right.
Yeah, but if you're just giving up, and because a lot of people, they just would have given up.
Yeah.
File bankruptcy, whatever, and just, been back to slinging drywall.
Yeah, doing the safe route and doing that. And thought crossed my mind a lot of times. But
yeah, it's going to.
Yeah.
You're only human. It's going to, because it's like, were you married at the time?
Yes.
Yeah, and I bet you're hearing it.
Yep.
Because there ain't no doubt, because, when we have those months where the wife turns to you and goes, "Where's the money?" You're like, "Well, it'll be money next week."
Right. Yeah.
And you're like, "We're just eating ramen this week. It's all good. That's why it's in the pantry." But no, there's those moments where they're going to question, it almost feels like they're questioning your manhood.
Yeah.
When you get to like that. And it's sometimes just real tough just being a business person.
It is.
Yeah. So, and the fact that you own your own business, I mean, dude, that's just wicked cool. Because looking at you, you're not that old.
No.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
You're freaking 29, and you've owned your own construction company since 2019, right?
Right.
So 4 years, let's do the math, 25.
Yep.
Dude, that's insane. I mean, you deserve a pat on the back for that.
Thanks.
That's pretty freaking cool. Now, I saw a video the other day from you, because I follow you on social media. And that's, I was very excited when you reached out and you want to be on the podcast, because I'm like, I want to talk to him anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Building fascinates me, because I do I'm reselling it.
Right.
So I don't deal much with that. Even when I'm doing a new build from Pulte or whoever, it's like, I'm not involved.
No, you just sign the paper. You help them sign the papers.
Yeah, I sign the paper and I tell you, don't, get this upgrade, don't get that upgrade. That's my job.
Yeah.
And then make sure that everybody's behaving, getting their paperwork turned on time so we can close with the build on time.
Exactly.
But I saw the other day that you're posting, or you did a post that you do commercial as well.
Yes.
So explain a little bit of that. Like what kind of commercial are you doing?
So my commercial that I really like to do is kind of tenant improvements. Okay. So people that, looking for a space, build out their office, their business. And I like that because I'm helping a business owner achieve their dreams.
So like a Pearl Vision move into the side.
Yeah, Pearl Vision, I got some restaurants that I'm bidding right now that I'm doing some work on. Yeah. Restaurants are really cool because it's a lot of work.
But some of them, like you go into them and the environment they can create.
Yep.
Yeah. Because it's not just the food. I want the food to match how they lay it out and all that. I mean, you walk into a Fleming's that has that feel to where you're like, well, yeah, this should be a $200 meal.
Exactly. They have the design, the feel, and all that. I mean,
you walk into Taco Bell and you go, yeah, this should be $3.
Right. Yeah.
But I wanted to. I still, even if you walk into a fast food place, you want it to be kind of cool looking. And all that fun. That's why I like it that not everything's like cookie cutter.
Yeah.
design now.
Yep.
And probably a lot more exciting for you too. And
Yeah, it's everything's a new challenge.
Yeah.
So that's what's nice, learning and growing, and seeing the way things can take shape.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important. That's kind of new challenge every day.
so is that what drives you now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's definitely, and like I said, it's helping others kind of get to their dreams.
Yeah.
And so when a business owner has a vision of wanting to start a business, I want to do what I can
Yeah.
to help them while also helping myself.
Right.
And there's too many contracters out there right now. It's kind of what I shared in my video, that are just screwing people over.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah,
You mentioned this in the video. And,
Yeah.
and, we'll have a link to where they can follow you, and you guys can all watch the long form video of it. But you were talking about how they're still blaming old things for why things cost what they do.
Yeah.
And both you and I know that's not the case anymore.
No.
Because I'm like, why is I can walk into a Home Depot and it's not $69, $70 for a sheet of drywall anymore, or whatever.
No, it's not.
Or plywood or whatever. No, it's all come back down to earth.
Yep.
Wood's not what it was, but yet they're all acting like it's still there. The funny one I saw is that we asked somebody for windows, and they said, oh, they were all back ordered. We took the sizes into Home Depot, and they were in stock.
Yeah.
We just picked them up and walked out. I'm like, okay, I call BS.
Yes, their one supplier that they have is back ordered,
Exactly.
and so they don't go anywhere else.
They wanted a specific one that they could upcharge me on, or
Yep.
whatever kind of deal. And I'm like, no, I'm flipping the house. I just need basic double pane windows.
Yeah.
I don't need Anderson.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, just give me some basic windows so I can flip this baby. But no, that really stuck out to me when I watched that video. Is that yeah, you're dead on. You're dead on.
Yeah, it's just it's sad. Like a restaurant I'm doing right now, they had 4 times the amount what it should cost is what they were getting quoted, and so then they're in a position. They're trying to open their restaurant in 8 weeks, and they don't have a build out yet, and so they're just it's just sad. It's sad that people are still trying to do that. And
were they at least through permits and all that?
yeah. So they have all their
you
permits.
can easily meet the 8 weeks.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're shooting for right now.
But it's still stressful.
Yep.
It's like you got dumped on.
Yeah.
I get dumped on in real estate to where it's like they were with another agent. The other agent couldn't sell it. Now it's my responsibility to get sold that week.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, I can do it, but I would appreciate if I had all the other agents' time
Yep.
to work with too.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I totally understand. So you're probably your career now to where you're bailing a lot of bad jobs out.
Yep. I have a threshold, certain criteria that it has to meet in order for me to kind of consider it.
Yeah.
Time, distance, effort, energy spent on it. But yeah, I've learned to weed out the bad weeds, I guess.
Yeah. So are you at a point with your business where you're hiring?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Need a job in the Phoenix area, Queen Creek area.
Yep. Always hiring. I need some commercial guys.
It's crazy. It's like I tell people, I go, there are a lot of opportunities out there. There's no excuse for the unemployment. It's like, if there's no jobs where you are, move.
Right.
I mean, I was in the Midwest. There was no jobs that were going to pay me what I wanted. I moved to Arizona. It's okay to leave your family. That's why they have planes.
Yep.
And honestly, the distance could probably use some people some good if they got
a lot of good. I feel that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So so you're hiring now. Yeah, I know a little bit about you because you're involved in Menace. I'm involved in Menace, and we're always scaling.
Yep.
Trying to grow. So anybody out there, they're looking. You're got the skill in the trades. Hit my boy up. Hit Jacob up, and
yeah, love to connect, and I'm always looking for good people to hire.
So what's outside of that deal you're doing for the restaurant? What else you got working on right now?
I've got a couple remodels, commercial remodels.
Okay.
I got a mixed soda drink shop that I'm building out in Queen Creek.
Okay.
Kind of a personal one. My in-laws are starting it.
Like the soda shop in Gilbert, like what they had?
Yeah, so it's called Quench It.
Okay, so is it like where you can make those kamikaze suicide drinks?
Yep, yes, and you can tell them everything you want in it, and
we had kamikaze, suicide poison. We had all these names for them because they're like something bad's gonna happen when you mix all these sodas together. Yeah, I just remember those days at the Little League where we go up and we go, I need a pump of each. Everybody's watching you as you're drinking it.
Like, does that actually taste good? Yeah, no, it does taste good sometimes.
Sometimes it does, and sometimes you're like, that was a really bad idea. Mountain Dew is just fine by itself.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's like I can handle the nectar of the tards. All right. Any last thoughts you want to leave everybody with?
No, I think
I think we hit a lot real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I can definitely have you on again. Just like to keep the episodes down,
Yeah.
on point and all that. I'm going to have all his contact information so you can follow him on social media down below. All right, so if you like the show, hate the show, or ambivalent to it, either way, follow, like, share, comment. It's going to help the show grow. So until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know you all can be.